False shame is imposed on you by others. When I arrived in Australia, I heard a friend of mine, she's from Kenya, and she said to me once, she said, "Hala, I didn't know I was black till I came to Australia. I used to just be me." And in that moment, I didn't know I was an Arab or a Lebo or a Wog or an alien until I came to Australia. I used to just be Hala. And so that's an example of false shame. Booting somebody out because of who they are. Because they're not the right gender, they're not the right sexuality, they're not the right skin color, they're not the right hair type, they're not the right whatever. Yeah? And we actually shame them out. So that group of shared values, it's not a perfect group. And when I talked about earlier, how can you expand your being so you can let other things in? We need society to do that. The more a society is able to expand itself and allow diversity in and filter it and create space for it and do something with it, the more we will be aligned with all these values in a way that they apply to everyone. When that group becomes rigid and conservative, we start shaming more people because of who they are. And then they're out there and they're having these experiences, and it's not because they did the wrong thing. So it's a completely different experience to carry shame because you've been violated, right? And the person who violated you isn't owning it, right? They're denying something about their actions, which means, and I could be proven wrong if the research changes, it means they're not carrying their shame, they're dumping it on me. And I love that someone said feminism, and this is the visual I ended up with my head. This growing tower in the center of this thing where certain values start to dominate others, held by certain people. And whilst others aren't fully kicked out of the whole system, they're shoved to the margins, right? And every woman in this room knows she doesn't sit in the center of that circle as comfortably as a man, unless she's white and the man is black. And then it depends on their class status and who's more physically able or physically attractive, who's the right religion or the wrong, right? So it's sort of this moving system where some people are so far on the margins that the slightest peep out of their mouth, they'll get tipped over. And this is why Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander women who experience family violence aren't treated the same by this system as a white woman who experiences violence, but the system fails all women who experience violence and children because it's centered around men's experiences.